Today on Paul's Old Crap, we're going to play a game called the Oregon Trail. If you grew up and went to elementary school in the early to mid 90s and your school had a lab of Macintosh computers, it's quite likely that you would have played this game at that time. That is the case with myself. I remember having this game running when I grew up. I think it was must have been like 1992, 1993, I think. We had a lab of Macintosh Classics and Macintosh LC475s, which coincidentally is the computer that I'm actually capturing this video from. But yeah, they had a bunch of like educational type games, and the Oregon Trail was one of them. And we're going to go ahead and play this for a little bit. When you start the program up, you do have a couple options. One is to load a saved game. I do have a saved game, but we're not going to bother with that. This button here, Travel the Trail, is how you start the game. When you look at the menus here, we've got this thing here called Management, and I don't exactly know what they do here. There's like this network option, which got me interested, like if you could potentially have a network game. But if you try to enable this, it's going to ask you for a password from the original manual, which I actually don't have, and I haven't really bothered to look for that yet. So that is something I might look into in the future. Other than that, we have our sound enabled. We do have this introduction, which basically tells you what's going on if you're not familiar with the basis of this game. And that's that you are traveling something like 2,000 miles through a bunch of American territories. So it tells you a little bit about the background of the game, but I don't think a whole lot of kids in school would have bothered to read that. So one other thing I wanted to bring up is if I go to the About menu, so School District 43 in Coquitlam. This is a suburb of Vancouver, British Columbia. This is actually where I went to school, and seeing this copy of the game registered to this school district makes me think that I actually pirated this game from my old computer lab. When I went to elementary school, I did have a Macintosh 2SI as my personal computer at home. And I may or may not have used floppy disks to transfer applications from school to my house. So that might explain how I have a copy of the Oregon Trail randomly registered to the school district that I just happened to grow up in. So when I saw this, I was quite amused. I had no idea that this copy would have lasted this long across whatever media I had. So anyway, that's quite interesting. So anyway, we might as well go ahead and start a new game. So click Travel the Trail, and it tells you, welcome to the Oregon Trail. We're about to go on a great adventure. Something. Before you set off on the trail, you got to register your name, and also we need some supplies. So continue. We're going to call ourselves Noob. And we've got the computer-generated names for the other people in our wagon. When it comes to occupation, I don't recall knowing the difference when I was a kid, and we would just pick, I guess, default the banker. But if you actually click the help button, it tells you the differences between your occupations. If you start off as a banker, you have the most amount of money, but you have no advantages whatsoever. And as I go down here, you could look at if you're a blacksmith or a carpenter, you have less starting money, but you can probably repair your wagon when it breaks, and then you got final bonuses and stuff like that. What we're going to do is we're going to pick doctor, because we start off with a good amount of money and we can potentially stop our people from dying. But if you're familiar with this game, you know that you probably will lose a bunch of your wagon people. So anyway, we're going to pick Doctor and click OK. And if you're wondering how much of all of this stuff you should start with, if you click the Help button here, it gives you a bit of advice. So recommend 6 oxen to pull your wagon. And you need plenty of flour, sugar, blah, 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 and types of food. Um, your food is basically just measured in weight. So you just buy pounds of food essentially, as far as I know. So yeah, you need clothing and stuff like that. 2 sets of clothing per person, ammo, and potentially some spare parts. So I think what we're going to do is we were going to go with 6 oxen. You know what? Let's just go for 7. And let's just do like 14 sets of clothing. We want a lot of bullets. So actually, no. Let's go just 80 boxes of bullets. And then we want maybe 2 wheels. And then 1 of each of these. Maybe we'll just go 2 with each of these. It's not very expensive. One thing I will note is these prices change as you go through the game and stop at other places along the route. So if you're looking to stock up on supplies, you should do it at the very beginning, because this is the cheapest, as far as I know, that it gets in the game. And as you continue on, this goes up. So anyway, we're just going to start off with 300 pounds of food. So we're using up nearly half of our starting money to get everything we will potentially need. So let's go ahead and buy it. Now, let's see. It says something about don't start too early, don't start too late. It takes away some of the options like over winter. So I guess when it says don't start too early, maybe that does mean March is a fine time to start. But whatever. Let's just choose April. So we've basically started. We are still at the starting point, so we're not actually moving anywhere yet. We've got a bunch of things you could do, like talk to people. Random things. Better take extra sets of clothing. Oh yeah, this is actually a good point. When you're going along the trail, you can actually, depending on where you are, you could like trade supplies. So if you're short of one thing, you could trade for another, or if you're trying to cross the water or stuff like that. In some cases, you can trade clothing for a way across the water and stuff like that. Just look at our status. This tells us what we have. All of our supplies are money. We're all in good health. My occupation is the doctor. Let's hit the map. We're still in our main fort, so it doesn't actually show us the map yet. My rations are set to filling already because it says down there filling. So that's all good. We don't need to buy any more supplies because we already just bought everything we need. And all right, go back to map and let's get on the trail. So this is our neat little animation there. And we've immediately lost the trail. Are you kidding me? You just left. It's like you're probably still in the parking lot, you idiots. Oh my god. So I guess we just sit here and wait because okay, there we go. Now we're moving at a steady pace. If you increase the pace, there are some drawbacks. We'll do that in a little bit. I'm just gonna show. Oh, Mary has a broken arm. How are we running into this many problems so quickly? This is unbelievable. Okay. We'll deal with this later. So we've reached our first water crossing. This is Kansas River Crossing. So what we do is we hit continue. Now it tells us the river is 630 feet wide and 6 feet deep. If you attempt to ford the river, we're going to sink. So we don't want to do that. We could attempt to float it, which might be okay, although it is kind of wide. So you know what? This option here, take the ferry for $5. We're doing that one. Yes, we made it safely across the river. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to stop and perform a hunt because we're running out of food. So there we go. There we go. One thing I'll note is you can only carry, I think, 200 pounds of food, and we've just hit our limit now. So I'm going to stop hunting immediately. And yeah, so it says we've got 485 pounds of food using 3 bullets, but we can only carry 200 pounds back. So we say, okay, that's good enough. Our food left is now at 305 pounds. And let's just continue on the trail. If you are running low on food and there's no good hunting in the area, then that's when you would change your rations so you don't use up food quite as quickly. And we're closing in on our next water crossing here. Big Blue River crossing. All right. So this is kind of wide, kind of deep. There's no option for the ferry. We're not going to ford the river because that will end up badly. So we're going to float. Oh, look, we made it across the river. So one thing I'll also note here is we have distance traveled and distance to next landmark. And it considers like rivers and stuff to be landmarks. And we're coming up on our next landmark, which is maybe a house of some sort, some fort, I guess. Okay, if we go look at the buy area, so if you recall the prices from when we started, it was $20 an ox, $10 for one set of clothing. So the prices already have gone up for those types of supplies. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're playing this game. While we're stopped here, let's look at our status. Health of pretty much everyone is okay except for Mary, who has a broken arm somehow. I don't understand. She must be really stupid. So we can talk to people here. Something. The game is still plentiful here, but getting harder to find. So probably want to do a bunch of hunting as soon as we start off here, or when we get back on the trail. So yeah, let's continue. And let's immediately go hunt. Boom! And we're going to stop because we've immediately hit our limit. We're going to continue. And just for fun, we're going to stop and hunt again because I want to kind of stock up on some of this food here. And there we go. Stop hunting. So that was 317 pounds. We can only carry 200. So now we have 480 pounds, dropping out of 465. That's good enough for a little bit. So let's just continue. Distance to the next landmark is quite a ways away. So just for fun, we're going to increase to a strenuous pace. So when we do this, our health will eventually decline. We're still in good health here, but... oh yeah, see, here we go. Health is now fair. So we've got fair health, and then broken arm, of course. So that's kind of one of the... Jed was bitten by a snake. Jed is an idiot. So if you're trying to make up for lost time... yeah, your health will deteriorate, but Mary is well again, so whatever. We've reached Chimney Rock, so I don't think you can do anything like buying yet. You can only buy supplies at forts, and we happen to be at a rock right now. We can talk to people, though. Interesting. Anyway. We're going to go back to the map then. We're going to continue. And what the hell, let's go hunting. And, oh, looks like, come on. There's not going to be a whole lot of big game here. Because I think in areas where there's no trees, then it gets a little harder to find food, which is essentially what those people told us. Come on, come on, come on. So how much did we get there? 34 pounds. Are you serious? Whatever. Continue on. Now, I don't want to do the entire map in this video, so we're just going to play for a little bit and see if we can get anything interesting to happen. Like, apparently we had a wagon wheel break, but we were able to fix it. So now we're at another fort. If we go to the buy area, it's even more expensive. $30 for an ox. So, and this is basically, like I said, this continues on the entire game like that. So, let's see. We can talk to more people. Don't dig a water hole. Dig only river water. What the hell? Okay. Sure. Thanks, old timer. We don't really need to do anything. Like, you go in here, you can basically say what you want to get by trading, and then I guess it'll just say, okay, here's what it'll cost you and stuff like that. But we're good for our supplies, I think. So, what the heck? Let's just hunt again. Come back. Oh, come on. Damn it. Really? So that was a lot of food, so we're good. And we're still in resting. Also, one thing, if your health is fair, you can use rest to try and get better, but of course you will use up food and you won't be moving anywhere. So we're just going to continue on. We're still set to a strenuous pace, so our health is not going... Ugh. Mary has a broken leg. Like, I don't understand how you break your leg when you're sitting in a wagon. But, okay. And nothing else has happened so far. Every time you play this, you might get a new surprise, so... I think one of the times I played this previously on this computer, my wagon was robbed, which I thought was quite interesting. Let's go hunting again, because hunting is so fun. That was only 94 pounds. I'm going to see if I can make some bad things happen. We're going to change our pace to the grueling pace. So we're going a lot faster now. We're at Independence Rock. Let's talk to people. Oh, you carved your name. Yeah, you irresponsible kid. No butter or cheese or fresh fruit. Bless me, but I'd rather have my larder full of food back east than... Okay. Sure thing, Pops. Let's continue. Hit the map. It's going super fast. Our health is still fair. No water. Interesting. You found some wild fruit, but no water. So if you find... Oh, Beth was bitten by a snake. Poor Beth. No grass. So we're in like a bad area for this, so by doing the grueling pace, we can get through it, except our health is now poor. Let's see. Poor, broken leg, snake bite, poor. Of course. We're at South Pass. What do these people have to say? Uh-huh. Yep. Interesting. Let's continue. So we have two options. We can go buy supplies, or we can just continue on. We don't need to buy supplies, so we're taking the trail to a green river crossing. And our health is still poor. Let's see if I can get one of our people to, like, die or something. I don't know. We're getting kind of low on food. And an ox is sick, so... what happened? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're at the Green River Crossing. 400 feet wide, 20 feet deep. Well, I don't know. Well, obviously, we're not going to make it if we try to ford the river. That would just be stupid. But I don't know how long I want to make this video, and it might be beneficial to just start killing off my people. But I don't know. Let's just float it and see if anything bad happens. Oh, okay, that wasn't bad. Made it safely across. We are going to stop and hunt, though, because I'm running a little low on food. But all we got are squirrels. Where's the big game? Come on. Oh, well, this could be a problem. Oh, no. We're gonna starve. Oh, there we go. A bear. Oh, and then it just ended itself, because I guess I was out there for too long. So we got 100 pounds of food, or 110 pounds technically, so let's just continue on for a little bit. An ox wandered off and we're delayed. Really? Stupid animal. We're still at grueling pace here. Something interesting is bound to happen. Well, I suppose more interesting than what's been happening so far. What the heck? Let's hunt again. I think this might be enough. Yeah, that was 268 pounds, so... Lots and lots of food here. And continue. Looks like it's a nice sunny day. Temperature is warm. An ox wandered off again. You know, I'd love the ability to just shoot the ox, but maybe that wouldn't be so nice. Jed was bitten by a snake. No water. And we've reached water springs. I find that to be interesting. Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. You decided to continue. You found some wild fruit. That added it to a little bit of our food there. No grass. Mary was bitten by a snake, and we reach our next fort. If we look at the buy area, yeah, way more expensive now. This is like double the price of the original fort. So, yeah, it's getting a little crazy there. No big deal. Let's continue. Hell, let's do some hunting. Come on, bear. More bears. Damn. Oh, good enough. Got lots and lots of food here. We're still going at a grueling pace, so... hoping something happens here. Jed is well again. That's unfortunate. Oh, severe storm and we've lost the trail. We're now delayed. Mary still has snakebite. The rest of us are in fair condition. Fair health. Mary is well again. Come on, someone die already. Yeah, here we go. A thief stole 3 sets of clothing from your wagon. Wow. Looks like we've reached Snake River Crossing. Oh yeah, so here's that option where you can hire an Indian to help you for 3 sets of clothes. Okay. But like I said earlier, I don't want to play this game all the way through. I don't want this to be a super long video. Although we've actually gone quite a good distance here so far. But we're just going to go ahead and attempt to ford the river, even though it says it's 8 feet deep. So let's just see if we can get some disastrous results here. And, oh yeah, all of our stuff's floating away. Holy crap. I lost 4. Okay. Lost 4 oxen, bunch of supplies. I lost 2 members of my wagon. They're dead. And we lost a bunch of my spare supplies. Oh, man. Let's look at the status. Deceased. Oh, I have no more axles, no more tongues. Down to 3 oxen. A little bit of clothes. We are not doing good. Let's go hunt. Take our mind off the fact that we just killed 2 people. Oh, shoot. That was too many. That was 956 pounds of food. Oh my god. What a horrible waste. Let's see what else we can have happen here. Maybe just for fun, we're going to go with Meager Rations. Beth was near death, but the doctor was able to help. Oh, damn. Oh, Jed was bitten by a snake. Beth is well again. Oh, that's too bad. We're not going through food very often, probably because the rations and probably because my people are dying. Oh, here we go. Health is very poor. Beth has typhoid fever. We're at a new fort. We can look at supplies. It's even more expensive than the original fort there, obviously. Let's just continue. Come on, come on. I feel kind of bad for this. Oh, I was able to revive Beth. That's unfortunate. Jed is well again. Come on. This is ridiculous. Someone die already. Had a wagon wheel break, but I was able to fix it. That's good, because I don't think I have any spares of that. Beth is well again. And we're in very hot weather. So I don't really know what's happening here. The game is kind of like... this might be a bug of some sort. Because it says we're moving, but we're... yeah, we were already at this thing, but it just took forever to load. So that's kind of strange. I could go buy supplies, or I could take another shortcut. Oh no. I don't want to finish the game. Don't want to ruin it for anyone who wants to actually play this themselves. I'm just waiting for something bad to happen here. Okay, you know what? Bare bones. We're going to starve our people. Oh, Jed died. Yep. There we go. My health is very poor. Beth has a snake bite. Pretty much everyone's just going to be dead soon, but yeah. I think we're going to end this video here because we are pretty much reaching like the half-hour mark, I think, according to my timer. So it's a pretty long video for you to just be staring at me playing Oregon Trail. But yeah, definitely a fun game. Anything can happen, really. And it doesn't take that long to play it through. So, but I remember it being a very popular game when I was in school. So, like, every lunch break we'd be in the computer lab playing, like the Oregon Trail or some of the other games I've actually got here. I'm going to just exit out of this. Don't want to save the game. Yeah, I got a bunch of other games that we'll be demoing at some point. So, at my school, we also had the original SimCity. Also had, I don't know if I actually have it in here. Oh yeah, it was The Incredible Machine. Maybe not this version. I think this is a little bit newer than what I had. So yeah, a bunch of other games I'll cover at some point. But yeah, that was the original Macintosh version of the Oregon Trail, and I think they did make like sequels to it, updated versions of it for the Macintosh and I think Windows computers as well. But if you were growing up in the 90s like I did, quite a good chance that you would have played this version. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. And if you do have an old Mac yourself and you want to play this game, you can find it online at some of those online archives that still have old copies of games. Or if you don't have an old enough computer, you can use emulation. There's a couple different options out there for emulating old Macintosh computers, and you can run games like this. So if that's something that interests you, I would just do Google searches. I don't remember the details offhand because I don't do emulation for this sort of thing. I have all of my own hardware. So yeah, like I said earlier, we are running off of an LC475. So this is a physical computer because I like doing it this way instead of emulation. So, but yeah, I think we will wrap it up here. I hope you enjoy watching this, and keep an eye out for the next video. I'm sure it'll be on one of these games. So, yep. Thank you for watching.